First contact, the unexpected variable. The quantum resonance scanner aboard the Zylexian diplomatic vessel, Starweaver, hummed with an unusual frequency. Ambassador Krolax, a towering crystalline being with prismatic skin that shifted colors based on emotional states, leaned forward with growing curiosity. "Scan again," he instructed his junior science officer, Rentok. The young Zylexian's tentacle-like appendages danced across the holographic interface, recalibrating the sensors. The planet they were approaching defied every standard protocol of first contact the Galactic Consortium had established over millennia. Earth, a seemingly ordinary blue and green sphere, nestled in an unremarkable solar system. Yet something was fundamentally different about this world. The quantum signatures were wrong, unpredictable, almost chaotic. Rentok's voice carried a hint of uncertainty. "Ambassador, our preliminary scans suggest technological capabilities that shouldn't exist. Their communication networks suggest an infrastructure far more complex than their apparent technological development would indicate." Krolax's crystalline form flickered from a calm azure to a swirling mix of amber and deep purple, a color combination signifying profound confusion and emerging concern. The Zylexian diplomatic court had encountered hundreds of emerging civilizations, but never one quite like this. Their approach to the planet was deliberately non-threatening. Stealth protocols demanded minimal energy emissions, a standard procedure when investigating a pre-faster-than-light civilization. Yet something about Earth felt different. The planet seemed aware. "Open a standard communication channel," Krolax commanded. "Passive observation protocols." The communication array activated, broadcasting a standard first contact message encoded in multiple universal linguistic algorithms. What they received in response was anything but standard. Instead of confusion or excitement, the return transmission was crisp, professional, and laden with an undercurrent of something the Zylexians found hard to comprehend: controlled aggression. "Unknown vessel. This is Earth Global Defense Network. You have entered a restricted zone. State your intentions immediately and prepare for comprehensive scanning." Rentok's appendages froze mid-motion. They're scanning us. That's impossible. Their technology shouldn't be capable of detecting our stealth systems. But they were. Precise, methodical scans were probing the Starweaver's quantum shielding, analyzing energy signatures with a precision that made the young Zylexian's crystalline structure vibrate with an emotion close to fear. Ambassador Krolax's coloration shifted rapidly, a visual representation of the diplomatic calculus happening within his complex neural network. Humans were supposed to be primitive, territorial, and easily managed. Every first contact protocol suggested a careful, gradual approach. These humans were rewriting those protocols in real time. "Prepare diplomatic response," Krolax instructed, his voice now a carefully modulated frequency designed to convey peaceful intentions, but maintain full defensive readiness. Little did they know, their defensive readiness would mean nothing to what humanity was capable of presenting. The universe was about to learn that humans were not just another species to be categorized and managed. They were a variable, unpredictable, complex, and potentially transformative. And humanity was just getting started. Technological leap. Humanity's rapid response. Deep within the United Global Defense Research Complex, nestled beneath the Rocky Mountains, Dr. Elena Rodriguez studied the alien quantum signatures with an intensity that bordered on obsession. Her team of scientists, engineers, and analysts represented the most diverse and brilliant minds humanity could assemble. "This is not just another first contact scenario," Elena announced to the assembled team. The holographic display showed multiple angles of the alien vessel, each scan revealing layers of complexity that defied conventional understanding. Dr. Marcus Chen, a quantum physicist with a reputation for impossible breakthroughs, highlighted a series of anomalous readings. "Their stealth technology is advanced, but it's based on principles we've actually been theorizing for the past decade. They don't realize how close we've been to cracking similar technologies." The room hummed with a mixture of excitement and strategic calculation. Humanity had been preparing for this moment for decades, not out of fear, but out of a fundamental understanding that the universe was vast, complex, and potentially dangerous. General Sarah Armstrong, head of the Global Defense Initiative, stepped forward. Her military background combined with a deep scientific understanding made her the perfect bridge between technological innovation and strategic defense. "We're not going to react with panic," she stated firmly. "We're going to respond with precision." Within hours, a multi-layered response was taking shape. The Global Defense Network began reconfiguring satellite systems, quantum communication arrays, and defensive platforms. What made humanity unique was not just their technology, but their ability to adapt with lightning speed. Dr. Rodriguez's team was already developing countermeasures to the alien vessel's quantum shielding. "They think their technology is advanced," she muttered, fingers flying across holographic interfaces, "but they haven't seen what human ingenuity can do when challenged." Prototype quantum disruption arrays were fast-tracked. Experimental communication protocols that could bypass traditional communication limitations were pulled from theoretical research and thrust into immediate development. The entire planet seemed to shift into a unified mode of strategic preparation. What the alien observers didn't understand was that humanity had been preparing for first contact, not as a theoretical exercise, but as a practical inevitability. Every major research institution, every advanced technological center, had contingency plans that went far beyond simple defensive strategies. They were preparing to communicate, to understand, and, if necessary, to defend. In orbit, experimental defense platforms, some based on theoretical designs that had been dismissed as science fiction mere years ago, began to activate. Quantum entanglement communication systems, which could transmit information faster than light, came online. Adaptive AI systems began analyzing the alien vessel's every emission. General Armstrong's voice cut through the technological symphony. "We are not going to be passive recipients of first contact. We are going to be active participants." The message was clear. Humanity would meet this unknown challenge on its own terms. The Zylexian vessel, still believing it maintained the element of surprise, had no idea of the complex technological and strategic response being mounted beneath them. Humanity was not just preparing for first contact, they were redefining what first contact could mean. And the universe was about to receive a masterclass in human determination. The diplomatic confrontation. The United Nations Special Extraterrestrial Engagement Chamber was a marvel of architectural and technological design. Located in a neutral zone beneath Geneva, it had been prepared for decades for this exact moment, a potential first contact scenario that would reshape human understanding of the universe. Ambassador David Chen stood at the center of the chamber, his calm demeanor masking the complex strategic thinking running through his mind. Across from him, the Zylexian diplomatic team, led by Ambassador Krulax, represented a civilization thousands of years older than humanity. The initial tension was palpable. "We come with peaceful intentions," Krulax began, his crystalline form shifting through a spectrum of colors that represented diplomatic protocols. "The Galactic Consortium seeks to understand and potentially integrate your civilization into our broader galactic community." David Chen's response was measured, precise. "Integration implies a hierarchy. We're here to discuss potential collaboration, not subordination." The translation systems worked perfectly, but something more fundamental was happening. A clash of philosophical approaches that went beyond mere language. The Zylexian delegation had expected a primitive fractured species easily manipulated or controlled. Instead, they found a unified human presence that radiated both strategic intelligence and a complex emotional depth that defied their comprehensive diplomatic models. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, serving as a scientific advisor, interjected with a series of technical queries that left the alien delegation momentarily stunned. Her questions weren't just about technological capabilities, but probed the philosophical and ethical foundations of their interstellar interactions. "Your communication suggests a network of cooperative governance," she noted, but your technological approach implies a hierarchical decision-making process. We're interested in understanding the nuances of your societal structure." Krulax's crystalline form flickered, a visual representation of internal cognitive dissonance. Humans were not following any of the expected first contact protocols. General Sarah Armstrong stood slightly behind the diplomatic team, her presence a silent reminder of humanity's preparedness. The human delegation wasn't just communicating. They were strategically positioning themselves, leaving no room for misunderstanding or potential manipulation. The confrontation was less about conflict and more about establishing a new paradigm of interstellar communication. Humanity was making it clear. They would be equal participants, not passive recipients of alien guidance. "We appreciate your interest," David Chen continued, "but humanity will determine the pace and nature of any potential collaboration. We are not seeking permission, but exploring possibilities." The Zylexian delegation exchanged subtle communication signals, their equivalent of barely contained surprise and emerging respect. What they didn't realize was that this diplomatic encounter was itself a demonstration of human capability. Every word, every gesture was carefully calculated. The humans weren't just defending their position. They were subtly revealing the depth of their strategic thinking. The universe was beginning to understand that humanity was not just another species to be categorized or managed. They were a force to be reckoned with, unpredictable, intelligent, and unapologetically independent. And this was just the beginning of their interstellar journey. Unexpected intervention. The human variable. The diplomatic standoff took an unprecedented turn when Dr. Aisha Kapoor, a cultural anthropologist and linguist, stepped forward. Her presence was unexpected, her approach even more so. Before we continue our formal discussions, she addressed both the human delegation and the Zylexian representatives. "I propose we explore something fundamental, the nature of communication itself." The chamber fell silent. General Armstrong raised an eyebrow, while Ambassador Chen looked intrigued. The Zylexian delegation's crystalline forms shifted in colors of confusion and curiosity. Dr. Kapoor activated a holographic display that began to illustrate a complex network of human cultural interactions. It wasn't just a technological presentation. It was a living, breathing visualization of human complexity. The display showed how humanity's greatest strength lay not in uniform thinking, but in diverse perspectives working in unexpected harmony. "Our civilization," she explained, "is not a singular entity, but a dynamic ecosystem of ideas. What you see as potential weakness, our diversity, our seemingly chaotic communication, is actually our greatest strength." To demonstrate, she initiated a real-time collaborative problem-solving simulation. Representatives from different fields, a Brazilian engineer, a Kenyan economist, a Japanese linguist, an Australian climate scientist, began to interact. The Zylexians watched in amazement as these individuals, from vastly different backgrounds, rapidly synthesized a complex solution to a hypothetical interstellar resource management challenge. Ambassador Krulax's crystalline form flickered rapidly, a sign of profound cognitive recalibration. The humans weren't just responding to challenges, they were transforming the very nature of the challenge itself. Dr. Elena Rodriguez seized the moment, presenting a series of technological innovations that defied the Zylexian understanding of scientific progression. Quantum computing breakthroughs, adaptive AI systems, and communication protocols that emerged from seemingly random human collaborative processes. "We don't follow linear progression," she explained. "We leap, we imagine, we transform." The intervention was more than a diplomatic maneuver. It was a demonstration of human potential, a vivid illustration that humanity's strength lay in its ability to be simultaneously unpredictable and brilliantly coordinated. General Armstrong's strategic mind was already several steps ahead. This wasn't just a first contact scenario. It was an opportunity to redefine interstellar engagement. The humans were establishing a new paradigm of interaction, one where diversity, creativity, and adaptability were the primary currencies of diplomatic exchange. The The Zylexian delegation began to understand something profound. Humans were not a species to be categorized or controlled. They were a dynamic, evolving force that could transform challenges into opportunities with breathtaking speed. "We are not asking for your understanding," David Chen concluded, his voice calm but firm. "We are offering you a glimpse into a different way of existing in the universe." The chamber hummed with potential, a delicate balance of tension, respect, and emerging possibility. Humanity had just demonstrated that first contact was not about submission or hierarchy, but about mutual exploration and unexpected collaboration. The universe was about to get much more interesting. Redefining galactic dynamics. The aftermath of the first contact event would be recorded in galactic archives as a pivotal moment of transformation. What began as a potential conflict had evolved into something far more profound, a radical reimagining of interstellar relationships. In the months following the initial encounter, the Zylexian consortium found themselves fundamentally changed. The human approach to diplomacy, technology, and collaboration defied every established protocol they had developed over millennia. Dr. Aisha Kapoor led a groundbreaking initiative that became known as the Adaptive Civilization Protocol. It wasn't just a diplomatic strategy. It was a new framework for understanding intelligent life. The protocol emphasized flexibility, diverse thinking, and the ability to transform challenges into opportunities. Ambassador Krolax, once a rigid representative of a centuries-old diplomatic system, became an unexpected advocate for this new approach. The humans had done something remarkable. They had challenged an entire civilization's understanding of progress, communication, and potential. Research stations across multiple star systems began studying the human phenomenon. What made humanity so uniquely adaptable? How could a species with such apparent internal diversity function so effectively on a global scale? The answers were both simple and complex. Humanity's strength lay in its ability to embrace complexity. Where other civilizations sought uniformity, humans celebrated difference. Where others saw chaos, humans saw opportunity. Their technological leaps, their social innovations, their approach to problem-solving, all were manifestations of a fundamental ability to reimagine the possible. General Sarah Armstrong oversaw the development of collaborative research initiatives that brought together human and Zylexian scientists. These weren't traditional scientific exchanges. They were radical experiments in cross-species collaboration that challenged everything both civilizations thought they knew. Dr. Elena Rodriguez's quantum communication breakthrough became a turning point. The technology didn't just enable faster communication. It created a new paradigm of shared understanding. Information could now be exchanged in ways that transcended traditional linguistic and technological barriers. The Galactic Consortium found itself at a crossroads. Humanity wasn't asking to be accepted. They were redefining the very concept of acceptance. "We are not here to join your existing structure," David Chen had stated during the final diplomatic summit. "We are here to create something entirely new." And they were true to their word. New collaborative frameworks emerged. Technological exchanges that went beyond simple information sharing. Cultural dialogues that challenged fundamental assumptions about intelligence, progress, and potential. The universe watched and learned. Humanity had entered the galactic stage not as a new member, but as a transformative force. They weren't just participating in the existing order. They were creating a new one. As the first decade of this new era concluded, one thing became abundantly clear: the universe would never be the same again. The day humans lost their temper had become the day they taught the universe what true potential really meant.